Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab, and I'm in the book. We getting to the end of this book, so I got to find another book to get into. But right now, let's handle this one. But this is the good lesson. Excuse me. Is how to overcome failures on the spiritual path. Good lesson. Some of us practice and practice, think we got it, and then, well, nothing happened. I didn't get it right. It didn't work. It didn't work. Calm down, pump the brakes. Let me help you out with that. Let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to Maya be true. Alright? Right thinkers, P Funk philosophy on how to overcome failures on the spiritual path to enlightenment. Some people gonna stumble and fall and have some mishaps. Let me tell you about how to overcome it. The question is, having heard the teachings, and after some time, if you have not received or obtained what they call spiritual enlightenment, what is it? What is there to do? Depending on who you teacher, who you follow, and the main thing is we got what we call effort, self-effort. And the law is you reap what you sow. You get out what you put in. So if you didn't put the effort into getting your lessons and learning them, you're going to get nothing out of it. Like exercise, if I say do 100 push-ups a day for 30 days, and you'll see some improvement in your chest and your arm. But if you don't put the effort in to make the 100 push-ups daily, you won't reach the level of what you, 30 days, you'll see the difference. You won't get none. It won't be none. You wasted time. That's the concept. So let me see if I can help you out. I didn't have that problem in my studies. Oh, no, no. I put the effort in. I did what I was told to do, and I gave 100% effort. So I didn't have failures along the way. I didn't have setbacks. I didn't have stumbles. Nope. I just proceeded like I should. Why? And you should too, with self-effort. What you put out is what you're going to get back. So depending how you exercise your will and your self-effort, remember that word, effort. Many aspirants study the teachings, and for sometimes, some even years, and they come to find out that they have not yet achieved the ultimate goal of what they plan to want to be, which the teachings speak of, that great nihas, know thyself, self-discovery, self-enlightenment, spiritual life, anointment, whatever. But we called it nihas. And that was when you put enough self-effort in, study, learn the teachings, live them, and you will reach that level. That's the guarantee. Okay? I can attest to that. And now the spiritual awakening, that's what nihas is. They call it the great nihas. And that's called the spiritual awakening that bestows you with knowledge of nature and of the divine, aka your higher self. Okay, we're teaching you how to know God for yourself, within yourself, to know thyself. And that wisdom that you acquire on that path, that opens up those doors of eternity, and we know to be with God in mortality. That's the goal for all the spirits, to get knowledge so he can go back home forever. They know this life is temporal. They didn't give a damn about this life. They just lived it right. That's the difference. Why? I'm living this right because I can get to the next one. If I don't live this one right, I can't get to the next one. I keep repeating, like going to school and never graduate and go out. You never complete all the courses that were necessary for you to graduate. Same thing in life, hopefully, philosophically. All right, but that's how I relate it to. But you open the door to eternity and immortality by getting self-knowledge, becoming light, and knowing thyself. And the teachings that are given will help bestow immortality, aka you reach supreme joy, supreme peace, and you become what my favorite, God conscious. You know God and you are one. Now you know thyself, your high true self, which is spoken about so much and is the main objective of all those who are on the spiritual path, all right thinkers, spiritual aspirants worldwide. No discrimination. Everybody gets treated and seen the same. Only difference is each one put their own self-effort into the lesson. The lesson's the same. The people who practice it would be different. What should an aspirant, aka right thinker, do if he or she finds him or herself in this predicament? Okay, perfect concept. Now, the aspirant, you should take what we call a recourse to go back and repeat your self-effort. This time, be devoted. Okay, bring some umph to it. Don't half-ass it. Don't BS it. You know the effort that you put forth. Be honest with yourself. Again, self-effort means you. I'm about to listen, gotta hop before you. Self-improvement and that self-mastery. Why? It's some things that you have to do, and self-effort is the main one. And you got to show dispassion. That's becoming free from what? The worldly delusions about the world and the things of the world, your desires and your egoistic feelings and emotions, which cloud your intellect. So you cannot grow with these bad concepts, okay? And the third one, devotion with form, aka purpose and reason. I'm devoted to God. I'm not running around raising the roof, praise the Lord, acting the fool. No, I act, do, and be accordingly. That's showing him my diligence and my service to him. I give a selfless service. I do the right thing. I help others. So I do all these things without looking for nothing in return. Why? I know I get mine from him. So for the people, I just do it for them. They don't owe me nothing. You don't owe me nothing. Look at the view, I get the account. But other than that, no, take it, use it, and benefit from it. And then you can help somebody else out. If it's good, you pass it along. The bad stuff, you let that go. I didn't teach my son how to shoot dice, how to play numbers. None of that nonsense. He gamble on his own, whatever he want to do, that's his thing. But no, I didn't teach him the bad stuff. I said, I see my son, I see all the good stuff. Wow, that's all I gave him was the good stuff. That's parenting. All right, but let's get back to when you failed the first time, it didn't work. Man, I put time in, I read the book, it didn't work. You didn't do it right. There's two ways to do everything, the right way and the wrong way. And if it don't work for you the first time, you obviously did what? The wrong way. So here, let's go over it, help you out. That's what I'm here to do, to help you out. I didn't have a problem. Why? I gave my best effort all the time. And when effort that you need from yourself, when you put that 100%, you can't fail in life. Okay? Remember that. So repeated self-effort means at this level of practice in the teachings for some time. Some people spend years going through the motions, okay? Going to church, and ain't getting enlightened. Reading every now and then, but they ain't getting enlightened. The practice have to be done daily. Let's go. So not just listening to the teachings. Yeah, I hear you, I'm here, yeah. And then going about one's worldly business. You heard it. You ain't reflect on it, and you sure didn't take it to meditation. So it went in one end out the other. It didn't stay around. So, okay? So that means your diligence in this practice of the teachings and the disciplines that it will bring by the teachings, if you're not taking them seriously, they won't work for you. Simple as that. There must be uncompromising meticulous and strictness in your daily practices. That means no matter what, you're going to study, you're going to practice what you learn, and you're going to meditate on it. Those are the things that you need to hold sacred in your daily life. Put them into your schedule. Somewhere, somehow, you work that in. And that's how you will prosper. And not on a sporadic or irregular practice. Meaning, today you do it, tomorrow you don't. I hear guys go to the gym, oh, I work on my chest today. I work on my legs today. I'm working on my cardio. What? Okay, whatever. Okay, but the fact that they put in self effort, they working self effort means you putting in the work. So whatever you working on, that's okay. I ain't no problem. I just said legs, chest, arm, I don't make a difference, but do it daily. That's all. That's all. I'm doing what I do every day. No days off. I read about Bruce Lee. He didn't take no days off from training. His wife attested and said, no, that brother, he was all about his training. Okay, so some aspirants who practice, they practice like I call them solid bar spiritualists. They take what they like. They take what okay, I like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, so they pick and choose. It's not an option. It's not like that. You got to put to use the lessons that you're learning for a reason. They give it to you for that purpose. So picking and choosing what you like about the teachings won't work for you. Simple as that. And that's not how it's done. And some even come to some lectures. Okay? You even participate in rituals. You participate some meditation gatherings. And you participate in some meetings. You hear that? Some. The main word there is some. You're not doing it on a regular basis. So the some that takes you out the loop, okay? And then after doing some of this and some of that, just some of this, you wonder why you have not succeeded in your goal for what? Spiritual enlightenment. To know thyself. You ain't putting the work in. You're not putting in the work. You can't get results without the work. Yet, they will what? They will have not attained or got serious about the teachings in a full way where they intricated in their daily life. They did it when they were comfortable. They did it when they felt like it. That's not how it's done. So there will only be limited success, if any, until you get serious about practicing the teachings and abiding by the disciplines that's intended to be fully practiced by you, the aspirant. And it's up to you. It's all up to you. The book, the letters, everything is there. You got to go and get it. The mountain don't come to you. You go to the mountain. And when you climb it and achieve it, you feel good about it. That's the whole goal, okay? And this climbing mountain is you get what? Self-knowledge. You having self-mastery. You knowing yourself. Some aspects, right, thinkers, will allow, this causes what? Gaps. And sometimes years in the practice. Oh, hell no. Excuse me. Ain't no way you can do anything and you stop doing it for years and then, no, it don't work that way. But now you are what they call falling in and out of what? Worldly entanglements. Then you think other stuff is more important. I'm gonna do this today. Wow, I got something to do. I can't do it today. I gotta go there. So everything's more important than you getting your knowledge of self. You knowing yourself. You putting in the work to get what? Spiritual enlightenment, to reach Nihas. If you don't put you first, it won't work. So this is not the path to the ultimate success and the goal in life. And because it is not able to reach what? Your highest and be the best at your practicing and best at practicing of the teachers. That's called sujim. That means heeding the teachings. If you're not dedicated to the cause, if you ain't putting in the work, there will be no results in your favor. And even while living in today's world as an aspirant, you must find a way and to be able to handle your worldly responsibilities. Get up every day, do what you got to do, and find time for yourself to know. But this is what we call righteous and proper living. For without this, there is no basis for the daily practice of the spiritual disciplines and the learning of the teachings. But worldly responsibilities are not to be pursued beyond necessity. You do what you need to do to take care of you, and that's fine. But on the spiritual concept, you don't need to do a whole bunch of other stuff. You got to focus on the teaching, practice them, to adhere to them, and you put in what? Your effort, your time. You got to find time. That's what's up to you. And it says here, worldly responsibilities are performed for the sake of what? Promoting your spiritual practices, and they are to be considered divine action. My spiritual disciplines hold me accountable to what? Do, be, and act in the right and proper manner. That's why I hold myself accountable to follow them. And part of your spiritual disciplines is as opposed to those that are what? Performed for the sake of just performing more pursuit of worldly pleasures. If you robbing, stealing, cheating in the name of the Lord, you crooked preachers, okay, y'all guys, y'all gonna have the worldly pursuits of pleasures and you have worldly desires that you're fulfilling now. But guess what? Guess what? If the work that you're doing, you performing and getting the pleasures, you get the money, you got the fame, but are you doing it for the right reason? Ding, 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 ding. That's what karma steps in, okay? For all you selfish, egoistic people who using God as a means to support yourself and get your stuff, he don't like that. So I just want to put that in there. Moving on. Okay, so repeat it. Repeat it means to what? Do it over and over. If we doing the wrong thing over and over again, it ain't getting no result. You got to try repeating something that's good. You're going to get a result. But we like to repeat the wrong stuff, the bad stuff, the negative stuff, ain't getting nothing, but we still repeat it. But repeat effort. Oh, man, I tried that. I didn't work. Repeated self-effort also means you're working to become less entangled in worldly in desires of the flesh and more to lead you to a simple life of what? You pay your bills, take care of things you got to take care of, get your car for transportation, not for status. Some people, oh, I drive this, I drive that. Okay, but again, status. So I drive relaxed. Moving on. All right, but we all got that. That's the ego. It's always going. You can't kill your ego. The ego creeps in whenever he gets a chance. He gonna interject, and sometimes it's unbeknownst. But that's what drives us to like to do or be the ego. It's okay when it's under control. Just don't let it run you. Okay, but it's all. Don't get the car. Don't do things for status symbol. You are seeking the company of what? A spiritually minded person. Others who what? Like yourself, study the daily teachings and not religious people. Now, I fellowship with religious people, Christians. Love them. Good Christian people. So I know, but I don't go to church talking right thing philosophy. No. I go to church, I become a Christian. I act accordingly and go through the rituals and be I acquiesce to the situation that I'm in at church. But they like-minded people, they devoted to God. That's what we have in common. That's what we have in common. So again, you be with those kind of people as opposed to worldly minded people who are the boule, the egoistic people living within one's means. If you are not complaining about gas right now, you doing okay financially. Why? Because it's kicking my ass. And why? That's an expense I didn't plan on. And it's there. You can't do nothing about it. So if it ain't a problem for you financially, you all right. Man, I'm complaining like I ought to be. All right. So again, life situations, you got to deal with them. But idea is to live within one's means. How many of us live over our means? We all do. We got credit card, you above your means. If you got a credit card, you living above your means. If you got the money to pay for it, you need the credit card. At one time, I didn't even think about no credit card. I didn't know about no damn credit. I was a cash and carry man. If I can't buy it, I can't afford it. Simple. Okay. But again, a lot of us live above our means with that credit thing. But that means having taken care of your worldly duties. Again, that means providing for your family, making sure you got shelter and all the things that you need, good health, and paying attention to what you need to be doing and turn your activities or the righteous consciousness to what? The teachings exclusively. Practice learn them, live them. That meaning that the action that you put forth after learning practices are to be formed for the sake of the divine. I do everything for him to what? Be at peace or be at peace with the work I'm doing. Why? So he can bless me for the good deeds that I'm doing in his sight. He sees everything. Okay, he knows my heart. Okay, he knows my intentions are good. He knows the action I put forth is good. And when you're doing it for the sake of divine and not for the egoistic self, ding, 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 ding. My pastor's a perfect example. He takes no credit. He gives it all to God. I do different philosophically, but I get his point. But that's what it said. I'm not satisfying myself. If I satisfy myself, I wouldn't be doing this. Not no offense, but no, I wouldn't be doing what makes me. I'd be selfish and doing just me. That ain't teaching you or helping you one bit. The ego don't give a damn about nobody but itself. All right, I got one more. I got a few phrases here, lessons here. They got to back it off. This one's called lack of dispassion. What's dispassion? Dispassion is when you take your emotion out of a situation. Once you get emotionally involved, you're going to not think right. You're not going to be able to perform the way you should. Why? Because you're emotionally involved. That's why that's why justice is blindfolded. It don't want to get emotionally attached to it and seeing, oh, that's my man. Oh, I can't do that to my... So they blindfold you. Okay, that's the concept. But without dispassion, the teachings will not the mind and second step of assimilation. If you don't know how to separate yourself emotionally out of situations, and the assimilation of the teachers will not occur. You will not be able to handle situations. You will occur to be imperfect. Your actions will be wrong, and you will never reach the third stage, which will not be possible. Why? Because of your ignorance and your wrong emotions about the situation that you can't seem to get right. Okay, so dispassion means it ain't about me feeling. Give me the facts. Let me make that decision. And there are 3 stages in the process of studying. Again, I told you this before. The teaching. First one is listening. I'm an attentive listener for everybody. That's why I can hear ignorance or I can hear intelligence. I know the difference. Why? My discernment. That's Anubis. I can tell good from bad, right from wrong, true from false. Okay. Now, and the second thing after you listen, you need to reflect on what you heard. And to go a little deeper with the reflection, you take it into meditative state of mind. Now you're locking it into the subconscious. Now it's there. It's locked and loaded. You stored it away. You put it in, compartmentalize it in your mind. You should. For the day, people, nobody's learning. Y'all just Google it, get information instantly, give it out, and then you move on. You didn't learn nothing. You didn't read. You didn't do nothing. The AI did the work. I just got a lesson for you. Think right. It ain't illegal yet. All right. But reflection is only the second stage after listening. But when the teaching has been heard, when you listen, and then you need to reflect upon them deeply. Pay attention. And this reflection process is what leads you to assimilating, meaning put it to use, manifesting the teachings into the depths of one's mind. And finally, there will be what? Time for meditation on the teachings. And that becoming what? Meditating becomes single-minded, one focus, one laser beam, or one thing. Clear your mind to one single point. Then the single-minded and your singular experiences while you in the state of mind takes you to a deeper meaning and understanding of the teachings of your own for your own experience. You have to communicate with God for yourself. You have to put yourself in position to hear the words from God. Everybody got the opportunity. A lot of us don't use it. And God, when he give you a gift, if you don't use it, cultivate it, he must don't need it. So you take it back. That's a fact, okay? So when you learn how to use this thing here, that should be your first option. What? To master it. Why? That's going to control everything else. As above, so below. So you need to put something in. That's why the teachings is here. That's why we get the information. That's why we give it to you for you to use it. I'm going to get one more in, I hope. Yeah, I'm going to do the half hour. I don't give it down. Let's rock. Okay. Maturity. To succeed in the teaching, you have to be mature enough to understand everything ain't going to be to your likings. But that's where maturity comes in. Maturity in the teaching does not and it will not occur until what? Until there is sufficient self-effort and frustration with what? With the pursuit of the worldly desire. You done got enough of that nonsense, chasing girls. Okay, you done got enough. You're frustrated with that. So you want something better. You want something more. You're aspiring to what? Higher heights in your life. The low life of pleasures and pleasures. Now you're ready to grow up. Let's go. Now you're starting to mature. I got you. And this is a person's own capacity to what? To practice dispassion, and it emerges when they realize what the futility and the ignorance of them trying to fill their egoistic desires through worldly pleasures, personal pleasures, and obtaining things. So dispassion is a reaction to what? Frustration. But if the dispassion is based on ignorance, okay, and that's the lack of spiritual knowledge and understanding the spiritual teachings, now it will be short-lived, okay? Now that person will only experience dispassion only for what? A short time, and then they will end up back what? Chasing worldly pursuit, back to what they used to do. If they don't get instant satisfaction, if they don't get what they want quickly, I'm going back to what I used to do. Why? I got mine. Again, the process for spiritual enlightenment and you growing in yourself, being your best self, is a process, and it don't happen overnight. And they tell you all shortcuts lead to a dead end. I mean, if you deviate from that path, I'm going this way. Nuh-uh. If you deviate, dead end. Moving on. So you gonna end up what? Coming back to go this way anyway. And we ain't smarter than the mouse in the maze. The mouse, when he get the cheese, he get rewarded for making a route. If he go a route and he gets shocked at the end, at the end of that route, he gets shot. When he leave there, you can cut off all his exits route, all his routes of escape. He will not go back that way when he got shot. That freaks me out. I mean, he is smarter than a lot of us. And that's instinct. That ain't consciousness. That's just instinct. Oh, I ain't doing that. We don't have the wherewithal to do that. We'll do something wrong, come back and do it wrong again. Yeah. Well, no, I learned my lesson. When they locked my ass up, when I got out, I didn't do that no more. Call me the mouse in the maze. I'm not going that route. See, and in life, everything I learned, I put that the same concept. I ain't going that way. I ain't doing that. It didn't work. I ain't doing that. Simple. It ain't hard, but it's by experience. You learn by experience. You see what stick. If it don't work, don't do that. Try this, don't work, don't do that. Try this work, I'm doing that. That's all. Turn it to me, that works. Do that. Trust me. Let me wrap it up with this one. It says here, is the ancient Egyptian proverb, or from the She-Top Netta philosophy. It says, neither let prosperity put out the eye of circumspection. Meaning, when you got an abundance of stuff, don't get crazy. Most of us do. What they say, a fool his money was soon part. Meaning, whenever you got an abundance of a lot of, it don't take long for it to go away if you mishandle it. Okay? So, ignore the abundance cut off your hands of frugality. Meaning, of course, you got a bunch of stuff, you ain't worried about nothing. Okay, that's gonna bite you in the tuchus later. Watch this. And they say, they that too much indulge in the superfluities. The superfluities of life mean all the basic fun stuff, all the stuff that costs you, all the stuff that takes you away from whatever you're doing. Everybody has to do that, okay? And you get caught up in that, superfluities of life. Those are things you want to cut out of your life. But when you got money, money's a good deodorant. Okay, it's a good cover up for anything that's going wrong. Money will make it right. I call it hush money. You don't want nobody talking, give them money. You don't want nobody complaining about circumstance, give them money. And if you live in a society where everybody loves money, money is king. Spiritual people don't need money. The devil and God say the same thing. I don't need your money. I want your soul. Okay? Those are the ones you gotta be watching out for. So again, it tells you now, it says, when you indulge yourself in the superfluities of life, you shall live to lament. They say, once you do the thing you're doing, you're gonna pay for that. They say, you reap what you sow. Simple. It don't change. It don't change because the circumstance situation. It plays the same in all replications. You put that out, or you can get that back. So they say, you shall admit, and you will want of what? At one point in time, you will now want all the necessities. You will need them, and they won't be there for you. Why? You squandered them when you pissed them away. You didn't take responsibility and hold on to what you had, so it got away from you. In life, that's the same philosophy. It don't make a difference who you are and what it's about. Everybody get treated the same in karma's eye. You reap what you sow. You do good, you get good back. You do dumb, you got to pay for that. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Right thing. Oh, I'll be back with the next one. I got a few more ones that's good to show you about how to beat the failures of on the spiritual path. If you don't put the self-effort in, you won't get the results out. Trust me. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles today. About none of my right thinkers who now understand how to overcome failures on the spiritual path have passed away. I'll be right back.